Percussion. Percussion.
But hopefully you guys can hear us. If you can, tell us in the chat, and we will get started right away.
All right.
They can hear us. They can hear us.
You can hear us? Yay!
Okay. Excellent. We see you can hear us. Obviously, we're ready to go. We'll be going in just a moment. Okay, so for first, we're going to go to game with 2 cams. And if you're ready with that. Okay, so let's go to mix control. Yep. Hit the red live stream, where our mics will be live at this point, and then hit game with 2 cams, and I'll go on this.
Ready?
Yep.
Hey guys!
All right. Sorry, our audio's playing a little Mary Hobb today, but we'll figure it out one way or the other. Hi there.
Hi!
It's been
Hopefully
quite a week.
you can see us now and hear us.
Yeah, that's ideally the goal. So, hey there, guys. We've been up to a lot this week, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
You know,
It's
there's
been
the
a
whole
crazy
beta
week.
thing and other stuff.
We're rolling from one beta event to another. There's like not a whole lot of time in between. This is really, really exciting.
Yep.
It's very, very cool.
Cool. So I'm watching the chat now just to make sure audio is working. I'm seeing you guys can hear us. You guys can hear the music from the video. So we're hoping everything's good to go now. In case we didn't already, because we did not, station identification time, guys. Welcome to our Archeage sort of post-beta series we've been doing now. Essentially talking about what went right with the last beta, what we learned, and also what's coming to the next one. Basically, we just went through CBE2. I can't believe it, because I remember
CBE1 was just the other day.
It really feels that way. And also, I just remember like when we were writing on a whiteboard, like, so we think this is going to go here to here, and this is going to go here to here. And now I'm realizing, oh, we're like halfway through this, and this is over here, and that's not so far away, and PAX and other stuff.
PAX.
So,
PAX is right around the corner.
It really, really is.
We've got some fun stuff planned for PAX, so keep an eye out.
But, of course, you guys are more interested in CB3, which is coming up at you really, really quickly.
Really soon.
I think we only have
in a week.
It's only that long?
Yep. Man. Next week, this time, man, we'll be in CB3.
So you won't see us at that point because we'll be running around trying to make all that happen.
Yes.
But until then, we got a lot of really good feedback from you guys on the forums. We've been talking with XL Games about what's coming up.
We have a bigger 6-figure invite, I will point out, for CBE3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's, I think actually doing some very basic math, it's going to be 4 times as large as CBE1.
I'm not that great at math on the fly. Yeah, something like that, yeah. It's over twice the size of CBE2. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it is pretty significant. We're going to be adding more servers, and we're really looking forward to adding a lot more folks, which should be very, very cool.
Yeah.
So it's always good to get new folks in the game and get their perspectives, as well as seeing for the folks who are already in the game and are getting settled and are getting used to the game, how they react to all of these new folks coming into the game. Mm-hmm. That's also a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. No, it's actually been a thrill seeing you guys get like super, super excited about the betas. In fact, just looking at our patch notes from the last 2 times, previously we had, I think it was like, 60,000 or 70,000 views. Next one has like twice as many views, and I'm sure when we post the next patch notes, which will be up in advance of CB3, I've gotten a lot of questions on that front.
They're coming.
I'm sure there'll be even more views on that one. So no, we're just as excited as you guys are. I'm seeing a lot of folks asking about open beta. It's awesome. You guys are so jazzed about it. We're not there quite yet.
Not yet. Not just yet.
As we'll talk about during this show, we'll actually be going through kind of what we learned, what's on the horizon, and what we can do better. So this is why we test, guys. I mean, things like having even small things like us opening the servers a little bit late because we were still calibrating, still validating. You know, these are the things that we do now, so it doesn't happen at launch, so it doesn't happen at head start. So we have a nice, clean experience when we are live. But yeah, anyway, if we want to just go through the list here, I mean,
Sure.
as you please. I'm definitely going to still pay attention to questions. I'm seeing the skill queue question already being asked, even though we already answered, I think, the last
That's
two
okay.
live
We can
streams.
answer it again.
We can always answer it again.
We can always answer it again.
But yeah, I guess let's just take
well,
it
why don't
away.
we go ahead and answer that skill?
Okay, we can answer that question first.
So,
yeah, since I'm up.
so the answer is, I don't know when it's coming. It is something that we would like to do very much, and we are talking to XL Games about it. It's a really deep change to the way that their system works. So it's not something they can make just for us. It's something that they're going to have to make for all of their whole game, for Korea, for all of their different regions, and for us. And so that's got to get slotted in with all of the work that they already have planned for the next update, beyond the one that they've just put in Korea. And so we've got to figure out where in that whole schedule that's going to lie. So it's something that we've asked for. XL says they think it's not a bad idea, and we're not sure when it's going to come because we haven't gotten that new schedule yet.
Yeah.
So,
But again, your guys' feedback is what is being communicated to the developers. This is the system working. So although we don't have an ETA for it, just know we're hearing you and communicating for you. Actually, a good example of that, I know I'm jumping ahead,
No,
but
go
I'm
ahead.
going to, is actually us changing how labor is going to potentially not be spent. And I say potentially even though it actually is not going to be for quest rewards.
so for quest rewards, so when you get a quest and you get gear, right now you will have to open up the gear to see which variety you get. Sometimes you get really, really lucky and get some nice high-end gear. You always get good gear. So whether it's good or fantastic is kind of the ratio there. But you spend labor to figure out what grade of gear you're getting. And as we move forward, that's going away. So that's not going to happen. The timeline that we have on that, though, is closer to OBT. So that is not going to be in place for this beta. Again, that is a somewhat detailed change. You know, it's kind of funny. So this is a bit of a sidetrack. I'm
No, it's
sorry.
what we're here for.
But before I was in gaming, I worked for a electrical power company. And the systems that I worked on made sure that the electricity went throughout the whole grid, made sure we knew what power was in where, managed the crews so they would get to the right spots, managed all of their construction, all of their assets. And I thought that was this incredibly huge, complicated system. And then I saw how games are put together. There is not much more complicated than an MMO. The level of detail, the amount of you change one thing here and it changes something way over here that you really weren't expecting is huge. And so that is why a lot of these changes are taking a lot longer than maybe you guys are hoping. We've really got to go in, especially like something with Archeage like labor and that whole sort of labor systems and all of the different things that relate to labor. We've got to make sure, and by we, I mean XL Games and Trion. This is not a thing Trion can do on our own. But with XL Games, we're going through and understanding how the game was designed and what the potential impacts are. If we change one thing over here, what's it going to change all the way on the other side? And that conversation takes a while because there's a lot of detail. And we don't know really that much about why the game was designed that way. And so there's a lot of education that's happening. So those conversations are taking longer than you guys probably hoped they would. And then when the changes go into place, they'll also take a while because we've got to be really, really careful. We've got to make sure that we're not, we want to make the game better, not worse.
Absolutely. And I think that's actually the other takeaway as well, is I know that with our previous Trion live streams, really all of our other Trion live streams, you usually have the developer here in the room telling you kind of stuff. This is our first foray as a publisher.
Yep.
So it's basically a little bit of a different relationship, and there's definitely a little more time involved in that, let alone the fact that they're all the way across the world. So
Only halfway.
Oh, sorry, halfway. Right, all the way would be...
Yeah.
Math is hard, especially when you're halfway through the week. I'm glad it's Thursday. But no, but quite seriously, it's essentially you guys are now seeing the process. It's us, showing you with actually a lot of transparency compared to some of the other shops I've been at. This is how things go: is we take your feedback, we say this is the experience we're seeing, this is the experience we'd like to see. Here's the data that supports it. Let's go through this. Let's work collaboratively between publisher and developer. So you're part of the solution.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. Yeah. So, and actually, for the folks who are asking, for instance, about Archeage drop rate, It's actually part and parcel of this whole conversation. Is that this is actually one of the topics where we're already in talks with XL
Yep.
Games about. We're
busy pulling data from beta to see how that works.
Your data.
Your data. The stuff that you do is directly influencing the changes that are going to get made.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. And again, if you guys haven't revisited those threads, there are people asking about Archeum Dust, about Archeum availability. We've actually responded to them, and it's essentially what we just said here. But feel free to chime in. We'd love to hear it. But moreover, no, this is the process, and we can't wait to have more updates for you. I did see one other one which scooted by, which I know I could tackle. Oh, actually, no, I remember. It was talking about submarines and talking about rebalancing them. So, again, it's a similar topic. It's basically us saying, we've adjusted it so, we want to see how the data plays out, we want to see how the feedback plays out. We also want to play it ourselves and see how it feels to us as both designers and gamers. And then also go back to Excel and to look at the data again and see, do we need to adjust this again? But gameplay changes are definitely the things that take the most time compared to, say, hardware upgrades or server software improvements or localization, things that we can do here in-house, like string changes on quests. We can do that. That's a lot shorter turnaround. When it actually involves the developers, that's when you're looking at a longer cycle, and that's why it's taking longer than you guys might have expected.
Well, it's more than just involving the developers. It's actually delving into the game systems themselves, and that's what takes the time.
That's very fair, yeah.
Yep. Somebody asked about Dwarves and Warborn. We don't have any updates on them. I have seen some artwork for them, and they're kind of cool. It'll be fun when they get there. And I know XL Games is really excited about getting them out. But with everything they have going on, with so many different regions that they're launching, and all of the work they're doing in Korea, all of that work gets lined up. There's only so many folks to do the work, and it just gets prioritized. So when we have more information on the new races and new areas, we will share that with you.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, guys, we want to launch the game first. Let's first focus on getting to that state. Then we can do cool things like, talk about new races.
Somebody said something in French, and I've got to slow down because I can't read French that quickly.
Bonjour, bonjour. Where'd it go?
I'd like to know...
This one's all you.
Yeah, no, my French is very, very rusty. I think you're asking about French servers?
That sounds likely, yes. Which actually...
If I'm wrong, I really apologize. Please hit me up on the forums, and I will spend more time with translation.
So we got two answers on that one. One is that we actually are not going to have servers that are language-specific. Essentially, it'll be region-specific, where we'll have ones in North America and ones in EU. Dallas and Amsterdam, respectively. I'm going to get it right now because it's in my head.
You don't have to say the cities.
Oh, okay, well. But long and short is that they won't be language-specific. It'll actually be region-based. Now, that said, we do have some additional lokes coming up.
Folks.
Localizations for the
sorry.
game.
Yeah, so my brain just kind of went, what? What are we talking about here? So we are actually working through the final localization of our French and German. So not in beta 3, but in a very near beta after that. We will be sharing that information with you guys. You'll be able to go ahead and play in French and German on any server that you choose. It doesn't matter what server you're on, and it doesn't matter if you already have a character on that server. You'll simply start playing in French or in German, depending on your choice. And if you want to play in English, just keep playing in English. Yeah. Whatever you prefer.
Absolutely. Are we hiring translators for localization? Hit up our careers page. It's probably there.
If we are, it's there. We do use a lot of outsourcing for translation because the way that gaming works, the translation really ramps up and down a lot. And so it helps to be able to sort of work with a group that excels at that, flexing to have more or less people depending on what we need. Mm-hmm. Our QA is in-house, though, so those are all folks that we have in-house. And we do have translators in-house for a lot of stuff, but the bulk of the game we use third parties.
Yeah. I saw two more that I want to get to, and then I think we should probably at least storm through the CB2 stuff. Yeah, we can actually go through the notes that I worked on compiling, slaved over a hot computer all day in, day out. We're getting trolled?
It's Eric is trolling us.
Trolled. I missed it. Was it good?
It was pretty decent.
Oh, okay, good. All right. I was going to say, because the chicken head's in here, so he didn't use that.
No, he didn't.
The chicken head, which you guys are never going to see, apparently. But no, so the questions were about an EU alpha server, and, all right, I missed the other one, but I'll try to remember it. So I don't know if you guys remember, actually, or if you don't, or weren't around that time, we can fill you in.
Then.
It's entirely plausible, yeah. We've had a lot of influx since the Founders Packs on Steam, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, we originally had hoped that Omega was going to be located in the EU. Unfortunately, we just did not have the hardware available to us at the time, and we didn't want to not launch a second alpha server because Alpha 1 was really, really crowded.
Yes.
So we decided to make the best of limited options and open a second one here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Now go ahead.
So you guys understand the way that these environments are set up. There's a lot of servers that are common to all of the different worlds. So physical servers I'm talking about. And that's why, for instance, the auction house is shared between Alpha and Omega, and the auction house will be shared between the North American servers, and again between the European servers. And that's because of all of this shared hardware. So in addition to actually getting the hardware for the physical world, you have to get all this extra hardware. And there was that extra hardware that we didn't have available in Amsterdam.
And then the other one I want to answer is this one actually about patron over alpha and beta. So I'm not quite sure what you precisely mean by that, but I just want to actually preempt it with another related question, which I've seen a lot on the forums, which is actually when does my patron time begin to tick down? And the answer is actually at launch.
Yep.
So during your alpha beta...
And during your head start.
And during your head start, correct. That's right. I forgot about that. We kind of give them 4 bonus days.
We give them 4 extra days.
Aren't we generous? But yeah, essentially you don't have to worry about your patron time ticking down during the tests. It'll just be at launch. And then I know you wanted to answer questions about Apex, which I'm seeing go by, like how many credits
There's a few questions, yes.
But I do want to get through the
Okay, so we're going to get through
stuff.
this. Hold the thoughts on Apex,
So,
and we will get back to this.
Okay, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So one of the cool things that we tested out during CB2, which we're going to continue testing in CB3, is the tools that we've put in place that are anti-bot and anti-spammer. And when you create these tools, you tweak them to try to get the right level of folks where you're catching the bots, but you're not catching the real players. And we may have been a little overzealous. So sorry for the folks who got caught. I apologize. We really appreciate you helping test and helping us figure out that right balance.
Yeah.
So we've tweaked it, and we're gonna, test again. These same services are also running on the alpha servers. So Alpha and Omega are also seeing them, and hopefully I don't believe we're kicking as many folks who shouldn't be kicked as possible.
Ideally not.
Yeah, don't mention gold spamming websites because that will get you kicked. Just a word of warning.
Yeah, our system is very draconian.
Does not like spammers.
Yeah.
The person who coded it really, really hates spammers.
Yeah, a little bit. So don't catch their ire. Let's see. 2 quick ones. Borderless winter mode. We know about it. It's one of our hotly requested technical requests. In addition to inverted mouse, which again, actually, we talked about in the recap.
Yes.
So both those things are things that are on the docket, and we are talking with Excel for. And I've completely interrupted V trying to get through my notes.
That's okay. He keeps trying to tell me to get through the notes, and then he interrupts me.
That's pretty much what I do. I troll her all day. You should see the Skype chats.
Oh my gosh. The other thing that we did is between Beta 1 and Beta 2, we refined our billing system integration, and that held up so much better in Beta 2, even with the additional load, which was very, very cool. We did have a couple of rough spots right at the beginning as that load peaked as folks were logging into the servers. So we are doing more refining currently, and hopefully by Beta 3 we will be fine.
Again, guys, this is why we test. We keep on improving, making things great at launch.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to think about it. We don't even have this conversation.
Which would be nice and easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're also going through and all of the things that we need to do to get these servers up and running. Every time we go through a beta, we learn more about, ooh, don't forget this. Oh, don't forget to check this.
That's true.
So we have a running list that keeps getting longer. I think every time I send out here's what we're going to do for the next beta, it gets longer. So that should be really, really long by launch, and we'll catch all of the issues and be fine. It'd be awesome.
No, it's a massive checklist. You're right. Every single beta.
It gets longer.
I go through, Evan. It's like, okay, I'm just taking notes.
Yep.
A lot of things to do.
And then some folks were talking as well about the word filter, and we are continuing to improve that. Some of that is us, and some of that is XL Games.
Yep.
So you'll be seeing different pieces of that rolling in as we move forward.
I assure you, we share your frustration when you're trying to communicate something completely innocuous to one of your peers, and the ing verb gets edited out, especially when I'm in chat trying to answer people's questions, which, I want to do usually on the first night. I'll stay in the game and, I'm answering stuff, dot, 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 dot. No, that wasn't a word filter. But, no, we're working on it.
So I'm seeing a few questions about open beta and about wipes and head starts. So let me talk you through sort of what happens moving forward. So we've got X number, undefined, it's defined, hopefully, of closed beta events.
I think this is defined on this side of the camera.
It's defined on this side of the camera.
Yeah.
There are a couple of things that we need to make sure are in place before we announce the next one. There will be a number 4. And so we don't really want to announce the dates until we have those things in place to make sure that everything is ready. And we need to get through number 3 first.
Yeah.
But after that, we will be having an open beta. And open beta will have basically lots more servers, and we'll let everybody in because you guys, that's what open beta is about. Come in and play, enjoy.
Codes. Yep.
Founders are welcome to come in. You will have Patron on open beta, and then we will be bringing everything down for a little while, and we'll have Head Start. Now, between open beta and Head Start, we are wiping the servers. Gone. All of your stuff is gone. You get to start over. The good news is, if you're a founder, you have 4 days to start over without anybody else. Other than the other founders.
Yeah, no, I totally expect like some sort of like end of summer camp kumbaya thing in like one of the main cities of all their characters about to go, and then we may or may not have some fun with that mass of characters all together. Who knows?
What's the number for the Kraken?
Seriously, yeah, no.
We are once we have that, then there'll be Head Start. Head Start's going to come down, and then live at the end of Head Start, we need to bring the servers down to reset everything so that everyone can get in. And then we'll be bringing them back up again in very short order and rolling into launch, which will be a lot of fun.
I can't believe it's that soon.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, you make it sound like it's going to be next week.
It's not next week. It's a lot closer than I thought it would be, but it's not next week. Next week is CB3.
Yeah. No, for those who are asking about final server lists compared to Head Start and final launch, we'll definitely have that information ahead of time. So you'll be able to plan. No worries. You can get all your guilds to target the one and run for that housing district like I know you will, and take up all my farmland before I can get it.
I know my guild will.
No, I'm talking your guild. Wow. All that said, actually, do we want to show them a glimpse of what the madness of CB2 looked like?
So, for those of you who haven't actually been on one of our betas before, this is what it looks like at the launch day of the beta.
Okay, so there you go, and here we are.
It's a little chaotic.
A little bit, yeah. So I'm not sure why the music is not playing. It was playing music before, so instead we can...
there it is. I just had to make the volume louder.
Okay, well, there you go.
Volume always works.
So this is actually a completely accurate representation of what every server looked like at the beginning.
No, there's a live fox. That's not right.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah, they have to color the foxes. Then it'll be accurate. No, it was the saddest thing because I'm like there at the front, greeting people, saying hi to folks, and I turn around and there's like this just mass grave of these Souls Reed foxes, and I'm like, I feel a little not good about this, but yeah, no, the foxes had it coming to them, I guess.
Yes,
anyway,
they did.
So that's a little taste of what it looked like. We'll go back to the devs. There we are.
There we are.
Cool.
So it's a little bit hectic and chaotic right at the beginning of beta. It's a lot of fun. I think we had 4 or 5 dance parties at one point on one of the servers.
Oh, I'd fully believe it, yeah. No, I like how the first comment is, it was way more crowded than that. I'm like, yeah, it's probably pretty accurate.
I think it depends on which server you were on.
Yep. But no, it was crazy times. I mean, good times, too. Yep. And that's why we're adding more servers, aren't we?
Yep. Cool. So a quick note, somebody was asking about cars and wagons. They will be there for live. Enjoy.
Yeah.
We have a special treat as well with the wagons that I'm not 100% certain will be in for launch, but we are working with XL to make dyeable wagons.
I didn't even know about that until just now.
So it should be
pretty
fun.
excited about that, actually. Can I, dye it hot like neon colors and stuff?
No, there's going to be a limited range of
Oh, okay,
colors.
okay. All right, that makes sense. We don't want to.
We're still working on exactly what that list of colors is.
Okay. All right. I had my heart set on like this, painful lime green thing.
Maybe we'll put in a baby pink.
Oh, okay. All right. No, that's cool. And then I can like drop the suspension, like put in a good sound system, and just drive around Marianople. I'm getting distracted.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
he's getting very distracted. Yeah, we did. We had a little bit of filming, which you guys will see, I think, next week. And I was trying to drive a car around Mirage Island. It's very sorry. Apparently, I need driving lessons.
In-game driving lessons.
In-game driving lessons.
It's okay. When I bring the car out, it always gets stolen. So
I may be the one that steals a few of them.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We got questions on the UA. I've been seeing this fantastic list of stars. It's actually congratulations. You got my attention. The issue with settings not persisting between game loads. It is actually one of the things that we did take as feedback.
Yep.
And it's one of the things we are going to be working on making not happen because. Yeah, we want you to
annoying.
A little bit, yeah, just a bit. But,
yep.
So that's the answer on that. CB3, for those who have not read the article, is called Blood and Bounty. This is following Setting Sail, and before that, A Brighter Age.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed that I remembered all those. But for Blood and Bounty, it is going, like we mentioned, it's going to be massive. We're talking hundreds of thousands of randomly selected people from the registrations on the website, in addition to giveaways.
Right,
yeah.
And of course, all of the founders get to play.
Yep. And
so
then,
it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And again, for those who haven't done your homework and looked at it already, it's going to be starting August 14th, and then we'll be going until the 18th. And I don't know, what other stuff do we have to talk about on that front? Again, like before, if you are not either a founder or alpha, you will need to get a new invite or code. Again, since we're giving out so many, you'll probably be okay. Yeah, I think. Oh, one other thing we learned from last time, we're going to try to make it so that the invites go out before the codes on the giveaways.
Yes.
So people don't grab a giveaway and then get an invite, because we want to make sure more people get in. Other than that, I guess we can talk about, we're going to do the contest, or we can talk about these two over here.
Yeah. So some of the things that we have added in between the betas, we have added, folks have been requesting, and we need your help testing.
Yes, we do.
We have added in the ability to purchase credits on the website. And what this is to help us test out the store. So if you run out of credits, you can go ahead and get some more. Mm-hmm. Any credits that you purchase, you will get refunded on Head Start if you're a founder, or Launch if you're not. Mm-hmm. So, well, actually, we're giving everybody them back at Head Start. You just can't get them until Launch if you're not a founder. So please go ahead. If you're willing to, if you can, go ahead and get some credits, spend some, help us understand how that store is going to work. We got some great feedback on the store in CB2. Really appreciate that. That really helps us. And please keep the feedback coming. We're looking to tweak things. Yeah. And as we're talking with XL Games, your feedback really, really helps.
Absolutely, yeah. Why can't I do this? I always see a good question
you have to remember
throw it in, and oh well. Nope, it's not coming to me. However, we can show. I want to say that Yukito-san here actually has one of the gliders that are from the marketplace.
Yes.
So we can show one of the things you can actually do, even from a very early level. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to pull up the video here. And I admit, this is actually one of the first things I did when I got into an airship.
You would.
I would, yeah. All right, here we go. You're on an airship. You're hundreds of feet or thousands of feet above the ground, and what do? You jump off a perfectly good, and it's not the one that I wanted. Oh,
no,
all right.
That
it's a
is
different
the
glider.
beginning glider.
That's the starter glider. But what you can do instead is, with your newfound credits, is actually grab one of the shinier gliders. I prefer the Allies wings, but
which have a little more hang time.
They do, and of course, jump off your own airship and tempt fate.
And if you don't want to spend any money or any credits, you have a couple of different options. We will have Apex in place by launch. I'm hoping for open beta, but that's just a target. And once we have that in place, you will be able to go ahead and buy Apex on the auction house and use it to turn in for credits.
Yep.
And Evan's waving at me going, make the camera go different. There we go. Now we're back.
Camera go different. Yeah.
Make the camera go different.
Technical term.
It's been a long week, guys. It's been a fun week, but it's been a long week.
Got more to go.
And also, if you want, the gliders will upgrade in game. So you get the beginning glider through a quest, and you can go ahead and upgrade that glider as you level, getting better and better gliders all through in-game items without having to spend a dime, which is really cool. And the high-end, the best glider, the best gliders from the Kraken, and it's pretty.
It's also very different than how it looked before.
Yes.
It looks a lot cooler than before.
Maybe next week we'll show some gliders off.
We can do that again. And actually, not just again, because actually it's new models.
It is a new model. We've never seen those.
And also we have the red one now.
Yep. We've never shown either one of those.
Glass Phoenix, which you guys, some of you guys, I'm sure a lot of you, actually have coming to you. So, we should probably show that off at some point.
Which would be cool.
Very cool.
And no, we don't have a final date exactly on when the Founders Pack items will be awarded. They will be awarded by open beta. I can't promise before because we haven't finished the coding that actually gives it to you yet. The items are there, we just can't give it to you.
And that's actually better than what we've been saying before, because before we've been saying Head Start.
Yeah,
so
it'll be in for open beta.
Yeah. I did see people asking about what the heck's going to happen to Alpha and Omega when we go open beta. Now, the answer is I didn't even remember this, but we had actually said it. I did look back and we had, was that actually Alpha is going to be going down with the start of open beta.
So both the Alpha and Omega environments will be going down. The exact timing we're still finalizing. We need that hardware to turn it into live servers because there are so many of you who are interested in the game.
You guys have done a great job of testing
it. It's been awesome.
With 24-hour up times, yeah.
It's been really awesome.
Yeah.
And so those servers are going to stay down for quite some time. We will bring at least one of them back up later in the year when we need it for testing. It's a matter of sitting down and figuring out if we can bring both up or just one. And that is a bit of negotiation with the other games that we have here as well.
Oh, yeah.
And seeing what really makes sense for us to do as we go post-live. But those are going to be test servers. They're not going to be live servers. And so they're going to stay down for quite some time until we need to test again.
Makes sense to me.
They'll come up when we're closer to getting ready to roll 1.7 out to live.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing some questions about server transfers as well. Currently, we don't actually have that technology in place, so that's.
But it is in the works.
It
will be post-launch.
Yep.
But it is in the works, so it's coming.
Yep. And actually, I don't have an answer on this one, and if we don't have an answer, we should figure out the AFK kick timer. Do we have an ETA for that being added in?
I need to double check. I'm not sure if it's coming in before OBT.
Okay. All right. Well, there's your answer.
Yeah, you learn a lot of OBT. So OBT, just so you guys know, should be the build that we have for OBT is going to be very, very close to the build we have for live. So that's sort of our hard deadline for a lot of the coding is to get it done by then so we can have that in place and get you guys to really test it out so that we test it out before it's all live, which would be nice.
I did see one more, which, again, seeing a lot of these questions we've actually answered in the forums. I'm glad to hit them again, though. Asking about whether we're going to be giving out Steam activation keys for founders who purchase through Glyph. The answer is actually you can add Archeage just fine using add non-Steam game for getting it into your library as well. So, if you use that solution, you'll be all set.
You don't need an activation code. You should just be able to go ahead and do it.
Yep.
It should be cool.
Let's see. Anything else we haven't touched on yet? We're going to patch notes up, I want to say, if not this week, then very early next.
Yep.
I already scoped an early draft of them, so they're not too far out.
And again, the beta build will go to, assuming that the testing passes, we are literally testing now. Assuming that all passes, that will go to alpha before it goes to beta. So you guys on alpha will see it first.
Yeah. Let's see. Other than that...
Oh, gifting. We didn't talk about gifting.
We didn't talk about gifting.
I'm so glad we have these cheat sheets.
There's a reason I write them up every time.
So we've recently implemented a way for you to give your friends any of the Founders Packs. It's not just the Archeum packs, but it's any of them that you would like. Just go ahead to archeage.trionworlds.com, and that will take you to the page that has the option to either purchase the Founders Pack for yourself or to gift it to a friend. And if you gift it to a friend, the system will send you a code that you can hand to them or email to them or wrap it up in a nice little present, whatever you would like to get it to folks.
Yeah. I saw a question asking about where to put beta feedback. Honestly, that's what we got the forums there for,
Yep.
putting them in general discussion, or if you want to put in one of the more specific sub-forums, that's fine too. But honestly, that's where we read your feedback. We do check it out, of course, out on the subreddit as well. And actually, most recently, now checking out on our Steam community too, because that has
That's
really
there
just
now.
kind of been burgeoning. Yeah. But no, that's really the best place to put it, absolutely. Let's see. Folks asking about labor potions. We mentioned actually earlier on in the stream, we're constantly talking with XL Games about the labor system. In fact, that's one of the biggest pieces of feedback from CBE2. We talked about it in the producer letter that went out earlier this week. And just know that that is one of the elements of that system that is being discussed based on your feedback. Let's see. See a lot of questions going by, a lot of repeats though.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. I guess. Do you want to see anything that are jumping out at you?
So
or do you
somebody
wanna...
asked if there are costumes that aren't full outfits that replace your gear. And so there's the fusion system that's in Archeage. And what that is you get an item that you like the look of. And it's just a hat, or I have this really cute little hat on my characters that I love. Or it's just a shirt, or just pants, or just whatever component. And you can take that appearance and put it on most gear. And I say most gear because there's a couple pieces that don't count. I think belts you can't do it with.
Correct.
And some other stuff.
Yep.
But for most of the big gear, you can actually change the appearance without changing any of the stats. So if you want to look like you're running around like Firecate tends to run around in a t-shirt and jeans, you can do that. And you can be wearing full plate armor underneath it. In addition, you can copy that look onto a different piece of gear later. So if you make whatever your current gear is look like that, then you can make the next set of gear that you get look like that and just kind of keep that look going. So if you get that really rare piece of lower level gear that you love the look of but you outgrow its stats, you can keep looking like that your entire career.
I know that in all the MMOs I played, I always kept like a separate bag just for costume pieces
Yeah.
that I thought were cool, even if they were grays. 2 questions before I get them: costumes and servers. Okay, we will be adding more costumes to the marketplace as Archeage grows.
Yep.
So you've not seen the final inventory at all. And then for servers, I'm 99% on this one, but I'm going to check with you. The closed beta servers will actually become live servers.
That's correct.
There you go. So if you're already, committed to one of the servers, you like the name of one of them, you like the people you've grown up with on that server, stick around. They probably will too.
The names are staying the same. So as we open up different beta servers, you are getting to see the names of the live servers.
Seeing another good question about add-ons. This has been actually a topic since before I even joined the shop. We love the modding community. We really do. Right now, though, we want to make sure Archeage is working at launch. We want to make sure that it is working in its original form. Now, it's a conversation we can have in the future, but for right now, we don't have plans for add-on support.
Cool. And so we're now sort of staring at the scrolling screen.
Let's see, questions about upgrading from Silver to Gold Founders Packs. Right now, we actually don't have plans to support Silver to Gold, but you can go Silver to Arceum or Gold to Arceum. And a lot of players are doing that,
Yep.
I've been finding.
Somebody just to quickly clarify, if you get a beta invite, that does not mean that you have a head start. In order to get head start, you have to have purchased a Founders Pack. That is the only way to get head start.
It has to be asked every single live stream, and I will continue with the tradition of answering it. Can free players own houses? Yes, through Apex. Apex is a system we talked about earlier in the show, and basically we've actually revealed it many, many moons ago.
Yeah.
And essentially think of it as what we've done with Rift Rex, where essentially you can purchase the item in the auction house or via trade, and when you consume it, it gives you credits. Those credits can then be used for patron time, which in turn allow you to rent land and in turn own houses. So, yes, absolutely.
You can totally. And you can take some of those credits if you want and buy anything else that's in the store. It's up to you.
Folks asking about roleplay servers. Again, it's been a popular one. We've actually gone back and forth with the community talking about it. But internally, we definitely have decided we're not going to have roleplay servers at launch. We want to just have single rule set. We don't want to have to differentiate between the servers for right now. It's something we can definitely re-explore at a later time. And again, more than likely, there's going to be an unofficial one established anyway, which I will
Yes.
definitely visit.
I do want to point out this is an MMO and things change.
Yes.
So
That's a really accurate statement, yeah.
things change.
It's a good blanket statement. Let's see.
Yes.
For the person asking about open beta, we touched on it earlier. There will be one. We don't have a date for it quite yet.
And we will wipe everyone's accounts right after.
Yes. Let's see. Other stuff.
There was something about the Phoenix Glider, just reiterating. We are currently planning on having Founders items available at open beta. We may or may not have them sooner. I don't know. But we will keep you updated as we move forward with that.
Yeah. All right. Well, what we can do is show... I think one of the other things actually we did this time that was a little special is we actually had a contest leading into the beta. Can't believe that it's actually been that long. I was about to say, actually, no, it's leading into CB3. I'm like, no, that's when I posted the results. We had hundreds, like 150-page thread, first off. Counting the entries, in the hundreds easily. I want
to say almost thousands.
Yeah, the semifinalists were like at least 150 semifinalists, which I then filtered down and then filtered down and then filtered down. It was really hard. In the end, we actually, I think, I should have brought up the picture of it. I could probably actually pull it up on, it doesn't matter. We actually have a picture of the staff because we basically brought the question to the company as a whole. We've got 40 plus of these really excellent submissions. We want to see your opinions as editors, as designers, as artists, as programmers, community managers. As gamers, really. That's actually the right way to say it. Because actually there was a lot of questions as they were like showing up, like, well, how do we judge these? Do we judge them based on like their quality, on how many colors they used, on all this other stuff? It's like, no. What would you like to see, and also what would you not want to see on the horizon in terms of incoming pirate ship? And so they're like, okay, we got that. And then you can actually see in this picture, everyone's actually standing a little bit further away from them because they're trying to imagine them on the horizon coming at them. And we actually, in the end, came up with, I think we came up with some great winners. We actually had 2 Kraken winners because there were just 2 that were so cool.
They were really
and
cool.
Very different as well. And so we decided they both deserved a win. And then we did also find one that was kind of went super meta and flipped the contest on its head a little bit. But we definitely felt that there were so many comments on it. Whenever anybody came up to the list of the 40 images, they immediately said, is that a real one? Is that, oh, that's really clever. Or, oh, man, I would totally put that on myself.
It's very meta, but very clever.
It is very clever. So I think what we can do is actually...
Well, I do want to point out that as part of this judging, we had such a hard time. And because we did have this one that was particularly meta, but we all really loved it, we increased the number of rewards.
We did.
So there are more people winning than we originally had intended at the beginning of the contest. And there was just so much cool stuff. Yeah.
And again, it's great to know that we have so many artists in this community, because that means I can do more art-based contests. And then also other types of contests as well for our non-artists.
We will do other non-art contests.
Oh, yes. Yeah, not to worry. I'll have more caption contests. I'll have more... I've been wanting to do a fanfic one for a while, but like in the style of like, the AP. So it's actually someone reporting on like a galleon fight and how it went down.
He's, by the way, pitching this to me on the live stream. I just want to point this out.
This is not the first time I've pitched this to you either. Yeah. Well, anyway, so we will have more contests. Yeah, it's totally true. I'm pitching it so she remembers it, and so you guys will remember it too. But let's see. So
let's go through the.
We can switch the camera over.
Yeah, we should switch what we're looking at here.
Okay. So let's see. We've got actually some great selections. This is actually one of the 2 Krakens that won. I personally loved the Sienna tones. I thought there was really good detail for when you're up close to it, and actually like stern to stern with another ship, but also from afar you can still have a great read on it. It's creepy, it's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
I loved it. This was I was calling this the Leomorph Sugar Skull because that's what I see in this. But again, it's a great variation on just generic pirate skull and terrifying on the horizon and all that stuff, but also extremely arcagey, a lot of detail, and reads really far from afar. This was the other Kraken, a little more octopusy, but at the same time, it definitely had sort of a, how do I put it, kind of more like a Celtic or Norse feel to it. It felt ancient, and yet at the same time still applicable to our own terrifying Kraken, and would look great on some sails.
Oh, that would look sweet on a sail.
Yep. We had a lot of skull and crossbones, not just the Leomorph one, which I thought kind of had its own category because it was... a Leomorph. But this one I felt looked like, some salty pirate, had just slain some some dandy from the mainland, had taken his trade packs, and then painted his sails in the guy's blood. And it looked so raw. And us just checking it out in line with the other ones, this definitely we thought deserved a win. We had also some more traditional, almost tattoo style, in my opinion, on this one. But just, again, the attention to color, the attention to composition in terms of still being able to be legible from afar. I love the green, so this was also one of our favorites. This one actually was interesting. This is the Sparrow, which I thought was unique because we didn't actually have... just a couple of birds. We had a lot of birds. There were crows and variations on, but this one felt like, again, it had structure to it. It was definitely intended to be both a crest and still look a little wild. It's also a comment on how it could be used for a merchant ship because it's actually pulling wheat out of just tall grasses, so it's actually a resource on top of it all. We thought this one was really solid. And I'm sure that there are going to be many Captain Jack Sparrows who have things like this on their ship. But and then finally our meta winner, which again we were at first thinking, well, that's funny, but then we didn't realize just quite how funny when everyone commented on it. Everyone had a great time with it, and honestly, we couldn't say no because it was just that damn clever. And when you're seeing on the horizon, it also may benefit the captain who has 404 sails. Because they buy a couple more minutes of the other team laughing and then realize, oh, wait, they're coming back around. They've got cannons. The 404 ship has cannons. Run away. So we thought it could be actually a lot of fun. And so we definitely expanded out our winners. This is not the last contest we're going to have, guys.
We will have more.
There will be more. So no worries on that front. Anyway, but again, serious thanks to the hundreds of people who entered. I personally had wanted to see others win, but we wanted to judge as a company, as a group. It was definitely very fair.
Oh, and there were just so many great winners. I mean, I remember looking at them going, I have to choose 5?
Yeah.
This is not going to happen.
That was really, really rough, definitely. Well, and especially in the first night of it where we're going, we have 20 pages. This is incredible. We're going through and looking at them, and then we wake up the next morning, we have 50 pages, and the next day we have a lot more pages.
So during the whole contest, we're scanning through it, and we're linking each other, check out this one, look at this one.
Yep.
There was just such amazing stuff in there, and we're really looking forward to do more contests, different types of contests, so that everybody of all different types of skills can go ahead and participate.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. For those asking about level cap, I saw at least 1 or 2 questions about that. Yes, the level 55 skill is in. No, it cannot be gotten right now, and it will be removed before launch, is our goal. We will be launching with a level cap of 50, and we do not plan on actually increasing that level cap on alpha for additional testing, because we want to test for what Archeage is going to be at launch. That's the simple answer.
Although I do want to point out that some folks had commented before on there are some guilds, for instance, that are on beta that have gotten a lot of castles because they know exactly what to do and exactly how to get there. So we are looking at that, and we may tweak the access to certain things right at launch to sort of minimize that impact, because we want to give everybody a good, fair chance of moving forward so that, one guy who just knows how to do everything doesn't get a group of folks together and take over the world. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance to participate in taking over the world in your own time zone, I will point out. So that will be something that's coming forward. As we finalize those plans, we will share those with you so that you know what to expect as we go live.
And now I know a lot of our hardcores are going wait a second, what does this mean for us? We will have full details ahead of time. We'll not leave any questions left unanswered, so no worries on that front, guys.
And we're not making any changes to alpha, so don't worry, you're good if you're on alpha.
Yeah. All right. I think the only other thing to add is for those who are actually not already crazy familiar with Archeage, even though all the people asking questions clearly are really, really into it. We actually do have a new Archeage feature guide coming up. I want to say tonight, if I can manage to get it out with all the other things going on. And essentially, we'll just be focusing all about trade, which obviously is relevant to the game in a kind of a giant way, just a bit.
Yeah.
So
the article has a little more detail about what trade is, what trade does, how you actually do it. And it is based on the systems that we will have going live, so it'll give you a feel for what that is as we go forward.
I did see one one question related to tractors, which actually was not related to being able to color them different colors, even though I think that's a great topic.
It's awesome, dude.
So tractors are behaving a little bit differently than the other vehicles right now in that they cannot be moved. They're not colliding correctly. This is one of the things we've actually taken back to Excel. It is going to be addressed. I know we've got folks asking, like, wait a second, what about blockades? Why can't we move the tractors? How are they able to just be placed over NPCs and block them from access? We're listening to the feedback. We've seen folks, experiencing this. It's not entirely intentional gameplay, and
It's not at all
intentional gameplay, and we'll definitely be adjusting it to make it work as intended. So, yeah.
We don't have a time frame on that, exactly when that's going to be coming in place, but as we find it out, we will share it with you.
That's actually a really good question. Is land ships a bug, or will it be staying in?
Land ships?
Yeah.
Well, if you can't spawn your ship on land,
No.
but you have a harpoon that
Yes.
can drag the ship.
As we've seen many times.
Yes, many times as we have
Yeah.
land party boats. I think it's fun, and I am not aware of any plans to change it.
There you go. So you can have your LAN parties. And we also encourage people to explore other ways to use them, such as I've seen people actually now reliably actually hanging them off of the airship. And you see them all like, it's hilarious.
Just
these
remember,
videos.
hang on, that's a long
Yeah.
go.
Oh, seriously, yeah. But no, we've been seeing people explore with the game, which is the whole point. So
We're just dying to see what you guys do, continue to do on beta and alpha. And as we get more and more folks in more worlds, what everybody does, live as we grow and establish communities and actually, start really, really interacting in a world that's not going to go away at that point.
Yep. Again, just to quickly address two of the repeating questions that I'm seeing, people asking about Archeum dust. Archeum and the crafting system is actually one of the topics that we're talking with Excel right now about. We're looking into the data behind it.
I have a meeting tonight to talk about it, actually. to continue
Need
to
I
talk
say
about
more?
It.
I don't think I need to say more at that point. So there, we're listening, we're hearing, and we're talking with Excel. Let's see, other things that are being
Other
asked.
things
A lot
are
of
going
things,
100 miles an hour.
Yeah, so actually we can
Guys,
scroll.
if you've got 1 million stars or other things, could you not do that, please? Because it's really hard to read everything else when you're spamming.
Yeah, a little bit. Here, we can actually go scroll through the chat and slow it down for ourselves here.
All right, there we go.
This is actually probably a good one just to get out of the way.
Which one?
Sorry,
Sorry.
it's,
He's pointing at something on the screen, and he's like, this one.
The general area.
That
This
one.
this just all these.
Oh,
now.
launching.
There you go.
So we will be launching with version 1.2.
Yep.
We have a lot of words that we need to, we have translated, and then we need to finish QAing. And as soon as we're done with that, we're going to start translating 1.7. And so when we get done with launch, we will take a look and see what it's going to take to get 1.7 out. We do want to get it out relatively soon, but that will also be tempered by the fact that we actually have to translate it all in 3 different languages. Although I will point out, just for folks of you who may not understand how you go from Korean to English and French and German, the way that it actually works, because the Korean grammar is very, very different, and how they structure things, they don't always use articles like we would use it in English, or plurals the way we use it in English, French, and German. So we go from Korean to English, make sure that the English is good, and then translate into French and German. It makes the French and German translation times shorter because they don't have to sort of do that initial translation. But it does mean that the whole process takes a little bit longer because we've got to make sure that English is good first.
Yep.
So just so you know that it may take a little longer, maybe, than it does for some of our other games that we are going from English to French and German and don't have the extra step.
Yeah. I do want to actually answer 2 in that last section you just scrolled away from. It's okay. So do we think that the trial system is, quote-unquote, working out? I think it's great.
I think it's fun.
I think it's brilliant, and I think that it is working as intended. The whole notion is that people get to make the society that they want to be in. If they want to allow PKers to run free, for instance, or if they want to allow someone who is going and attacking someone who's been doing a whole lot of thieving to go to jail, that is sort of the group decision, at least for that one jury. But I think also some folks are maybe asking more: is it intentional that the trial chat window always stays open? That people are using it for general chat? Sure, absolutely. I mean, the courtroom does not close. Quite literally, does not close when there isn't a trial going on. You can enter the courtroom in Marion Opal at any hour and just hang out in there. Why would it make sense for us to turn off that channel when there's not a trial going on? In fact, that's part of my favorite part is people talking about like the trial that just went down and the person's affronts to the server or the opposite, how they were great for the server. So no, I think it's working out great personally.
Yeah.
I did want to also touch on patch notes just quickly.
Sure.
So in recent patch notes, they pointed out, the players rather pointed out that some changes that we listed were actually not applied in the build. So what we do is we go through the patch notes that we receive from Excel. Sometimes there's some delta, though, in terms of what actually got into the build and did not. We work very rapidly to actually update the patch notes to what is actually being reflected in the build. And actually, as we've gone from alpha to where we are now, we've actually gotten a lot better about getting really absolute patch notes. And so you'll see fewer and fewer of those omissions and also erroneous notes as we go forward.
Cool. And I've seen a few folks ask about the Founders Packs items. Most of the items that you get in Founders Packs will be useful for all of your characters. There are a couple of exceptions, and those are in the Archeage pack, the Crest Brainstorms, and the Lockboxes. Those are limited to per account, so you'll get 6 lockboxes and 1 Crest Brainstorm per account, per Archeage pack. So if you want more of them, go buy more packs.
It's possible, yeah.
Or just buy them on the store. That's a lot cheaper than buying another
probably
pack.
makes more sense, yeah. Just in passing, music competition?
Oh.
I know, I didn't even think of that.
In-game music.
I'll be honest, this is the first MMO that I've worked on that has a music system, so that could be very interesting.
It'll have to be original compilation, though.
That's okay. In fact, I think that's even better. And then you could actually have bands play, Battle of the Archeage bands.
Oh, that would be an event we have to have on the server and film it. That would be too much fun.
Oh gosh, Archeage Palooza, done.
There's a few folks that are asking questions about pricing for different items. We are still tweaking the pricing of the items in the marketplace. The items that are in the Mirage Island vendors are pretty much set. I want to say, again, this is an MMO, things can change. So those are probably going to be what we have going live, and we are continuing to tweak what's in the marketplace.
So the one fellow was asking about changes on ship prices. None that I'm aware of, but again, if you provide feedback on the forums, we can hear you out. Just constructive and sane. Just tell us what your feels are.
See, I keep getting asked this question every time.
Which one?
This one. Maybe we'll make a contest out
I
of it.
thought I thought you wanted to keep that more of a secret.
We might. No, I'm not telling you guys where I'm from. You have to guess.
Oh, see, I thought you were actually going to keep the question a secret, too, and just be double evil.
No, that is too evil. I'm not that evil. Do we get to play the beta? Sometimes when we're not working.
When are we not working?
I don't know. When did you have a weekend last?
4th of July.
There you go.
Yeah, no,
It's been a while.
I did take off on 4th of July.
One of the joys in both sense of the word of managing a online game that is 24/7 is you are on call 24/7.
So true.
But we do get in and play the game, and it's a lot of fun. I've got both patron and free characters on beta right now, and it's kind of neat to play the difference, and we want to make sure that we're playing through the free-to-play experience so that we can tweak it and make sure that we give good feedback as well as taking what you guys are saying.
Let's see. Question actually on body sliders. I've answered this one as well a few times. We do not currently have, or I'm not aware of any plans to introduce body sliders in addition to the existing character customization. I think mostly so that the characters maintain their existing profiles. That's my understanding. But no plans to add that in at this time.
Right.
We're actually
Are we?
no, we
we're
did
at
start
time.
we started a little late, but at the same time,
We're already at time.
we can definitely do some giveaway action. For those who are not yet, while we're still going through your questions, follow the channel, please, because we have actually become a little more sticklery about it. You having to make sure you have to follow the channel to win something from us.
Yes, please.
So please, if you haven't yet, hit that nice button and sub up to us, and we'll go from there. Let's see. Other
So
stuff.
folks are asking if
Go
you're if you put down a house or farm with patron status, and the patron status expires, what happens to your stuff?
That's a good.
Well,
it's a classic.
You have 2 weeks to either regain patron status, either through buying it or through Apex, and if you don't, then your house gets packed up and mailed back to you.
Yep.
Yeah, so folks will notice that if you're on Steam, that there are certain regions that Archeage is not available in Steam. That is because we do not have the license to distribute there. So we cannot sell it in Steam on most of Asia or South America.
Mm-hmm. However, they can purchase it from Glyph.
Well, yes, because they're purchasing it from the States.
Correct. The other one of the other things that was in there. Oh, there was a good.
I'm sorry, I'm
No,
scrolling too
you know,
quickly,
it's all
apparently.
right. No, you're fine. You're fine. I'll find another good one.
All right, don't forget, follow the channel if you haven't already.
Okay. Let's see. Greater view distance is again a topic we've addressed a few times. It's something sorry, getting tongue-tied. An hour of talking.
It's an hour of live stream.
It is definitely one of the things we've actually brought up to Excel, and we are in discussions with them on. Because I agree. I also would like to see sales further out on my horizon so I can take action against them.
Yes. Some of that is always going to be limited by the hardware that you actually have, so keep that in mind
Very
as well.
true. Yep.
All right. Now I'm just getting really, really quick.
Was there anything else on Apex we wanted to add in? I think we really touched on it pretty good.
We did. Just keep in mind that once Apex is live, the price of Apex, as in how many gold it's actually worth, is completely up to you.
The
We are
players.
not setting that gold price at all. It is up to you as to what you will pay for it and what people will sell it for.
Which, honestly, is why I'm saying just be ready on that auction house when people are still feeling out the price and the economy hasn't quite settled, because that'll be an interesting time.
Yes.
I think so.
All right. I'm ready for a giveaway.
You're ready for it? Okay. I'm just going to keep looking this up. Let's do a giveaway.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. First giveaway.
Okay.
And where is...
Captain
Captain
Fox.
Fox.
Captain_Fox. I'm going to steal your pen.
You can absolutely. And my paper. I see how you are.
You know it. I just take stuff. I take. Captain_Fox. Congratulations, and thank you for following.
And the
Round
next winner...
number 2. New Baculus. Oh, I've been seeing him chatting.
Hey!
Nicely done.
Sweet.
New Apocalypse. Okay.
New Apocalypse.
Because last time
New
I actually misspelled
Apocalypse.
someone's name, and I took a while to find him again. I had to actually go digging through the logs. That was round 2.
Is this where I warn people that I'm not very good with names?
No.
So I'm probably going to mispronounce your name.
I'm reading him off the screen. We're good. And the third one. Again, this is for Alpha Access. Oh, where'd it go? Did it go?
Did we lose it?
Where'd that nice Nightbot thing go?
I don't know.
There it is.
And the winner is...
Itzuto.
You can pronounce that one.
E-I-Z-U-T-O. Congratulations, and thank you for following. I totally misspelled it already. E-I-Z-U-T-O. Great. Cool. Well, hey, thanks you guys for joining us, seriously.
That was awesome. Thanks, guys.
And, again, we're going to have more contests. We've got, I can't believe, Closed Beta Event 3 coming up next week.
In a week, well, slightly less than a week, because it starts at 10
my
a.m. Pacific
gosh.
time on Thursday, August 14th.
Okay, lots of stuff to do. And we got a trade blog coming up tonight. We have other stuff going on. If you haven't yet, definitely check out the credits or the gifting that's on the store. Other things, random invites will begin, if not late this week, then early next. We'll have giveaways starting shortly afterwards. New server, and that's the show. That's it, guys. Well, hey, thanks for joining us, and we will see you around and see you in Archeage. Oh, for those who won, you'll get a little message from us in just a bit.
Yep.